GOP Senator from Missouri Eric Schmitt blew the whistle on President Joe Biden and his team's scandalous behavior. Schmitt said, Biden and his team colluded with social media to censor truthful info on a scale never before seen. The FBI planted false info to deceive social media into censoring Hunter Biden's laptop. FBI had a 50% success rate in getting info censored. The Attorney General of Louisiana Jeff Landry said, as a result of collusion between social media companies, CDC, and NIH, American citizens, scientists, and journalists were censored and deplatformed for their valid concerns about lockdowns, masks, and vaccines, while deceitful voices like Fauci were elevated. AST. Attorney General of Louisiana, John Sauer said, imagine a world where a national security agency teams up with a university for mass surveillance and covert censorship of millions of Americans? That scenario is not hypothetical. It started operating in 2020. Journalist Michael Schellenberger wrote about the scandal. Over the last 3 months, a small group of independent journalists, including Leighton and I, have, thanks to the Twitter files, exposed the ways in which social media platforms have, under pressure from U.S. government agencies, censored ordinary Americans and spread disinformation. Our findings are shocking. A highly organized network of U.S. government agencies and government contractors has been creating blacklists and pressuring social media companies to censor Americans, often without them knowing it. We and others have already reported on some of the actions of this complex, including its disinformation campaigns. But the extent of its censorship was unknown to us until very recently. And, as importantly, we now understand the ways in which this complex simultaneously spreads disinformation and demands censorship. What my 68-page testimony to Congress shows is an effort by U.S. government intelligence and security agencies to wage information warfare against the American people. I do not doubt that some people will try to justify the behaviors we have documented. They will say such censorship is necessary for fighting disinformation. But there is no moral or legal justification for the acts of state-sponsored censorship we document, much less for the fundamentally un-American censorship industrial complex. I believe that any reasonable person reading our report, no matter their politics, will be horrified by what is taking place and demand an end to it. With our testimony, we are calling on Congress to defund and dismantle the censorship industrial complex immediately. Democracy depends on freedom of speech. Both are under attack, he wrote.